What's up, y'all? My name is Christian Connor, and if you clicked on this video, that means you're looking for some information about buying a house in 2025, which is super exciting, and I'm super excited to help you on this journey. A little bit about myself before we get into it, but I promise we're going to get straight into it. Again, my name is Christian Connor. I am a real estate agent, professional, and investor here in the Central Texas area. I'm with the eXp Elite Builders, and let's jump straight into this. So this is going to be our home buyers workshop, all the steps you're going to need and all the things you're going to need to know when buying a house this year. I'm super excited, and let's jump straight in. So what we're gonna cover is, I need you to understand that you don't want to wait to buy real estate. You need to buy real estate and wait. So you wanna buy it, sit on it, and let it appreciate. We're gonna cover overcoming your fears. We're gonna discuss fears and misconceptions of buying a home. We're gonna cover the path to ownership. We're gonna cover the benefits of owning a home, and we're gonna cover my commitment to you if you decide to work with me. Common fears before buying a home. Number one is going to be, you can't afford to buy a home right now. Until you do the math, do you really know what you can or cannot afford? Are you currently paying rent? You may actually be able to buy a house. It may surprise you how much your rent is compared to how much your mortgage would be. You'll be putting your rent towards paying for your own home and not somebody else's. Number two, you can't buy a home because your credit isn't good. There are always options, I can promise you that. Shame does not bring you any closer to owning a home or having good credit. There's typically two types of credit challenges, which are poor credit history and no credit history, and both have solutions. Even if you have poor credit, I would recommend talking to lenders, and you might be surprised at the outcome. In worst case, they'll give you a plan to build your credit, and you can be ready to buy a house in 6 months, 8 months, 2 months. It all varies. Number three, I do not have 20% saved for the down payment. There are so many down payment options out there. 20% is not the minimum. There are so many loan programs for first-time home buyers with down payments as low as 5%, 3.5%, 0%. I actually had a client recently where we got all the closing costs paid by the seller. They got a first-time home buyers grant with an FHA loan, which means we actually got them a $2,000 check at closing. That's crazy, and we are so blessed to live in a society where that's possible. Number four is, should I pay off my student loan debt before buying a home? Student loans actually don't prevent you from buying a house. If you're currently making your payments on time, you are earning and preserving good credit. Putting off buying a home is putting off building wealth. Number five, should you wait until the market gets better? There is never a bad time to buy the right home. My job is to help you find a good buy and ensure you have the financial ability to hold on to it. Every market has opportunity, it just may be harder to find. Over time, the investment in your home grows no matter what the market says that year. Number six is, will hiring a real estate agent save me time? Finding a home and dealing with all the paperwork involved in the process can be pretty overwhelming, and by hiring an agent, you will save tons of time and money in the long run. But now we're gonna move to the benefits of owning your own home. The first thing we're going to go over is tax benefits. You can deduct the interest you pay on your mortgage, your property taxes, and some of the costs involved in buying a home. Number two is appreciation. Home values have appreciated nearly 73.8% over the last 10 years over the entire United States. In Central Texas, the last 5 years, we have seen a 29% increase in price. Over the last 10 years, we have seen a 107% increase in price. That means home values have doubled. Over the last 20 years, we've experienced 245% increase in home values. That is so hard to argue with as a homeowner. Number three is equity. The money you're currently paying in rent is money you're never going to see again. But you take that rent money and now you're paying your mortgage, it lets you build equity ownership in your home. Number four is savings. Building equity in a home is your forced savings account, which is really needed in today's society. And when you sell, you actually get capital gains tax exemptions after you hold the home for 2 years. So if you buy and you sell a house and you sell the house for $300,000 and you're single, you only have to pay taxes on $50,000 of that instead of $250,000 of that. If you're married and you sell a $300,000 house, you don't have to pay any taxes on that. Number five is predictability. Unlike rent, your fixed rate mortgage payments do not rise over the years. However, your taxes, they typically go up a little bit with appraisals, but you can file for tax exemptions, homestead. We can talk about that more another time. Number six is freedom. The home is yours. You can decorate it however you want, put holes wherever you want, choose the types of upgrades and new amenities that fit your lifestyle better. Number seven is stability. Remaining in one neighborhood or one home for several years allows you and your family time to build long-term relationships within the community, allows your kids to only go to one school, and it's just good for our mental health. Now we're going to move to the path of home ownership. How are you going to do this? I always recommend finding a real estate professional who is in the industry and who knows what they're doing before anything. And that's typically a licensed real estate agent, because they have the connections, they have the time, they have the energy to get you everything you need. Next, you need to get pre-approved. Speak with multiple lenders. Find who your real estate agent recommends, because they're typically pretty good. And speak to multiple lenders, because some may be offering better rates or better incentives than the others. Number 3, you gotta find the house. Whether you're looking on some online portals or your agent is sending you homes, you gotta find them, you gotta look at them, and make sure when you're there, you're opening up windows, you're turning on faucets, making sure the home's good. After you've done that walkthrough, you're gonna make an offer and you're gonna negotiate. Once you find the house you love, you're gonna have an agent, or if you're doing it by yourself, you're gonna make an offer on that house. You're gonna decide on details like earnest money, option fee, and make sure you send in a good proof of funds letter so that it's a strong offer. After the offer is accepted, you're going to start your inspection period. It's typically 7 to 10 days, and that's when you're gonna have a professional inspector go in there. There's typically 4 things that you pay for out of pocket when you're buying a house initially. So whenever you go under contract, you put up earnest money is typically 1% of the home's price, and it's like a good faith deposit so that the homeowner knows you're interested in the property. The inspection fee is normally about $100, and it gives you 7 to 10 days to do inspections on the property, and then you get the actual inspection, and it's about $450 sometimes. It's normally about $450, and then you'll have the appraisal after the inspection, and it's normally around $400 to $800, maybe even more depending on the area. After the appraisal, there's not really anything else that comes out of pocket until closing. The title search is when the title company, they pull up all the records, they take a look, and they say, yes, this home is good to be sold, or they say, nope, this home is not good to be sold, and we need to do some work to console that. And the last thing is to close on your home. When closing reports are complete, you'll receive a closing disclosure, and you're going to review and finalize the loan. This specifies your loan terms, cost, exact figures, and you and the seller will sign the final paperwork. It's going to be a lot of paperwork, so make sure your hand's nice and loose for the morning or afternoon, I guess. But make sure everything's good to go. Speak with your lender, speak with your agent if you have any questions. And if you are looking to buy a house this year and you're thinking of buying in the Central Texas area or somewhere in Texas, shoot me a call, shoot me a text. I would love to help however I can. And I want to just quickly go over what I prioritize whenever we're working together. My commitment and a few reasons why you might want to work with me are I pride myself on being transparent, open, and honest with communication. I'm 100% honest. I'm walking through the house, I see something, I point it out. It's probably my favorite thing to do, actually. And it's one of the things my clients have told me that they really appreciate about how the way I do business is. I've also been blessed to be able to kind of understand where you're coming from and what you need, and understand how that applies to the house. So if you need X and Y, I understand how that leads to Z, and sometimes it's just nice to have someone who's on your side helping you. I can find homes that fit your criteria, kind of like how we just talked about. If you need X and Y, I can find a home that is Z, and it's a happy, easy way towards that. Really quickly, I just want to go over what it would look like to work with me specifically. It's different for every single agent. I just want to go over really quickly what it would be like if you chose me. I work in the Central Texas area. If you're confused or wondering where that is, shoot me a call, shoot me a text, and I'll let you know if I can help you or not. And if I can't, I know someone in your area who can, for sure. One of the main things I am sure is applied to every transaction is open and honest communication. It's the most important thing and the best thing whenever you're working with a professional. I've been blessed with the ability to kind of help you find what is lying below and what your needs really are, and lining that up with a house that suits your needs. I also help coordinate with other trustworthy professionals, inspections, loan officers, whatever you need, I have someone for it. I also negotiate on your behalf, so you don't have to worry about any of that at all. Like I said, the story about my last clients who we actually negotiated a ton of money in seller concessions. They paid my commission. That resulted in them not even having to come to closing with any money. They got a $2,000 check at closing. And the last but not least thing is we troubleshoot problems as they arise. So whenever you're going through a transaction, something is always going to come up. You need a professional on your side who knows what they're doing. Okay, now we're going to go over the questions that you need to ask whenever you're buying a house. Whether you're working with me, whether you're working with your sister, your neighbor, or some random person you met on one of these websites randomly, you need to ask these questions. All right, we're going to be quick, fast, so slow it down, whatever you need to do. General home buying questions. How much home can I afford? What's the difference between pre-qualification and pre-approval? How do I choose the right mortgage type? How much do I need for a down payment? What are the closing costs and how much should I expect to pay? Now we're going to go over some questions about the home and neighborhood. What is the neighborhood like? Are there good schools, amenities, low crime rate? Are there any future developments planned nearby that could impact my property value? How long has the house been on the market? Why is the owner selling the property? And are there any HOA fees or restrictions I should know about? We're now going to talk about some questions about the home's condition. Has the home had any major repairs or renovations? How old is the roof, HVAC, and water heater? Are there any known issues with the plumbing, electrical, or foundation? What's included in the sale? Appliances, fixtures, and warranties? Has the home ever had any water damage, mold, or pest problems? Now we're going to focus on some financial and offer questions. How much should I offer and how much should I expect to negotiate? Are there any special loan programs or first-time home buyer incentives available? Should I get a home warranty? What does it cover? What happens if the appraisal comes in lower than my offer? And what are the next steps after my offer is accepted? Now here's the fun part. You get to go back online and go check out some more houses. You get to shoot me a call, shoot me a text, whatever you need to do to get in touch with me. If you go to that website right there where it says soldbyconnor.com, there's actually a buyer PDF on there where you can go into more depth if this wasn't as helpful as you needed it to be. And you can actually look at homes on there. I have my own little MLS IDX page, which is completely integrated. Like it's kind of like Zillow, Realtor.com, but it's branded. But yeah, I cannot wait to talk to you again soon, and I just want to say thank you so much, and I really appreciate you taking the time to run through this guide with me. Hopefully there were some nuggets in there that were helpful. Hopefully I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, go through it with me. And if there's anything I can do to help, I'm actually going to give you my personal number right now. It is 512-466-6990. It's my personal number. You can call me or text me if you have any questions at all. Hopefully this was helpful, and hopefully I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much and have a blessed day. Bye-bye.